From the church, Mamunina, meeting edited at the Fred, Mamunina, Kwaba, Eba, the announcer newspaper. So, Jumade Moshama live or YouTube, the announcer newspaper, or YouTube. At the same time, local Facebook, so the announcer newspaper, or Facebook, Ubenyaye Asheye, Okoye website, announcernewsonline.com, and also Ubenyaye Asheye, na wahu deɛ ɛrekɔ so nsɛm a ɛrekɔ so wɔ Ghana ɛna yɛn nyinaa yɛba abɛdwendwene ho no nti sɛ woadwene me a wowɔ ho kwan sɛ dwumadi no wobɛhyɛ na wo nuabɛn wo no so no ɛnya bi ahwɛ na ɔno so atumi akyerɛ n'adwene kama ɛnɛ nsɛm a ɛwɔ ha no nsɛm no ano ɛhye paa yie adafo nom sɛ Ghana man nsɛm bi kɔ so na ɛyɛ national security minister owura Dapaah nsɛm paa na amanfoɔ ɛka ne sɛ ɛwɔ Ghana. At the same time, Oko asem north so amrahye bedwani Rajachi or so nasem beto say Supreme Court they atu say on kase oye mrahye bedwani bi mu no no ho so asem ene na mabonten ama de NDC for ka de amanfo ka ni nyina so ye de bebrem adafo no mututu mirika na wo de wani kire asanteman mu so a eye MPP amanyokuo no confusion kakra bi abam ewo asanteman mu just menti ase menti we ase ebinom party constituency abato omototo no ebinom de akogina court ama manya ntie se council of elders ayese omo ebesene akọ Kumasi na omakọ akosiesie asem no nti de abeto dwa ewo hekọ eso eno no nti me de nyina abebrɛ mo na afei Ghana man ne wiase man no de ekoso bia no munyina mahu de ekọ nti mamakọ aba medin ededa de Fred adofo what do we need extra a year or mine Ghana more? They say, baby, no, or more bo ura can the padding. Na Dina or more bono. Obi Becca say, a some power potia or cayenne or monka once a moon. And na or more pequine beer or more begun and nimasi. I don't know more yet more Jim. Na a hard journey say, anka. Yeah, sure say a political party for bi kura na eka say MPP4 bill. Obi ti say ayukwe otu lawyer. Obi ti say Frank Davis. Omo mom na sorry den a omo kasa etia omo MPP colleague. Aso owura Dapaah kan yi. Dey ban from so e na wo ye. Ghana man. Mo analyze the situation ni nyina na muntie. E from so ban no ye. Oye minister national security ena oye minister onyina ho ma MPP enko a onyina ho ma Ghana man ena nya politics so nko a oye oman nyina security nyina ahye ne nsa omo nanim omo intelligence omo cover ana so omo collect ana de omo nim Ghana fo nim obi anim omo nanim kwan a omo fa so collect omo nsem ena judiciary for afre no so omra mekasa wa ase judges our more binmuko Supreme Court de ka ho na okokasa awase ne kasem no e na ode afutuo ma judges adofo mo ho obi a wotu ni pafo otu omofo no na maso asem mu te se de ase bibia about the politics otu judges for Supreme Court judges no you want to tell me it's a politics in kwasem no mudiana ya bi omudi civil cases omudi case bia wo Ghana case bia wo Ghana bia wo trase bi enti ebi ma shada ko to baby say waka say oh say omuma ne nko omu we say not in our way say ensem bi na binom ekeka na ayare hosem say bibia na wo the politics ewurawura mu no judiciary independent minister na ekasa no o kire mu say Omon consider human rights. Omo sembeba court ono. Omo so right. Eni say Trump omo rights. Oba America na akọ UK na akọ country bia. Obi an say mo court bia all right. Baby a Ghana ohinya obi all right. Enti o say mo nipa no fairness. Ono so timi kire na adwene, ono so timi ka de ha no, ono so timi ka bibia ono so nim. Where ya niema eye 1 2 3 minister ko ka asem we ya wagina no akosi baabi ena ebinom call it say MPP for na bio na me dem abufo ne ayikwe otu ne Frank Davis or someone render unqualified apology, Emma Minister. If you say, Magumu, man, yadi, a kaboma, even no more crowd, when MPP for Krankasa. Now, more party for party ma. Amunims are then or can holistically, say by a gun and yina soon jibaba. Now, Mukutamu didn't say, as MPP in quarantine or ye minister, say, or ye at the same National Security Minister for the whole Ghana, and your political party in quarantine. And idea the peace and a fairness as I'm now walking. Your other neighboring countries, and since some SCC, it will be asked baby, ye come wasm. So country we yes, you are, country we yes, you are. Nina ya tibi, pepe ya dear, here. So only what bush yatifi and our word, mum. Now say pepe ya kosu word, mama. Eya sempa. It is on 2 minutes or 2 judiciary enough for say. Omunya niamani nyina pepe because we are see I won. Obi wa na say me court or say asem na French him. Obi wa na say me so kwa or say nya French him. Enti obi a won view ye nyina Ghana for ye nim. Say enye nipa ba ako ene wo view. And then we na asem go so asem we dey say no see hwe mu no obi bia French him for so obi adim. E kina so obi so betima ka say oh asem we dey ya ntie na no asem ya ma ono so ankasa ya ma ono so ankire na dwene. Enti obi a wo say obi see perception of the kan fa ho. As a minister, person asumdue on person basabasa si Ghana. Na wachirem on any intelligence ekutano. Na moti wana modi akofa politics say o me pay just MPP nsem ko a. Ma me kan chirem Ghana. Eye o man ya e ko nanim. Eje politics asem enko na judiciary for mudio. Supreme Court ho no enye politics enko na mudi wo ho. Omudi cases bebre. It is a opinion akokasa ase. Atu omofo say omonye fair emma obi okasa omonye fair wo se omonkoso nya omadwuma no ma bibia na pepepe se be ya obi a wo ho a na sem ye diwi a ne bo ebeto ne yam na se obi on chen na da bi omosori omosi oh omode de omahu fairness omahu si yesisi omama e de abufuo ba e na abufuo so ba nsensem bebre timi bam ye nyina ye nhwe so ote ba bi wo adwuma never be a fatal real life, ne judge. Let's assume that word jumum. Now a jumama won. Oh, what jumamu penny, assemble word jumama. Our quine be of fassoni way castle or fassoni way cassa. Not while man never be a top crogina, yana unity near jumamu. And a yana and caboma punto bird jumamu because we be our perception. And it's when the basa bird jumamu. It is a minister our share security so a person assumption pa Ghana na otu amanfofo otu eye judges a omudi asem fo se ensem na omudi no omom ni nsem se be ya obia bu nkofu obia nka se obi hu se wadi fa frenchim enye ono na be chere judges bo omadwuma wo but ono so timi kire na adwene ene ye wo hoi oka instances bi ye nyina ayete se o se asem bi kodi court itimi che ana for me yeboa da bia ye correct ya nka ho asem kodi court etimi we mo amonhwe mi se minim se obi asem o court obeka a kire ye asem e ba aburu kire ha ye de 3 weeks bedi no yetimi de be 4 years edi ni wo Ghana wa hwe obeti na judge ne kura na wawu agya hokona another judge abetiki over ye mpeni sa se be ye o mai betum pon na ne ma akwahyew na obi epe. It is a minister of Casse. Judges and consider among for rights. So expressing at the same time, law and order. Sabaya Sundri Ghana. No being the Basabasa Ghana. If you say, and a minister, no, and I said, just almost the question politics, say, or party, say MPP for Omoko to Mudi Bim Nadia, even NDC for Chromia political party. No, they are the people defending the minister. Say one cast money bia. It wo ya bibini wo ayi kwa otu. Na na adom puntu a wo je ne niam a wo ma je ne Ghana. Wako jina ba bi kwa ko bo the road. Wo ye lawyer, wo ye bibia mu di na ado atem every day. Wako fa pen ni paper kra ko si obi o court say omunya isa ade. Oh, ade a mo ye mo de ma wo say party minimum contribution bi contribution bi o mo de wo party. Ana say yemfa degree yemfa di yemfa bibia wo ade e be boa ma Ghana. etumpon enu ne hia obi ono ye adwuma wono nim security asem ono ne da no won anim se de esi hyehye omo ena o kyerɛ niam ebetimi de ohawa bre o man na musi wo se wakoka asem na wakoka po Bobololati mebo na baso pa INDC ebra national security coordinator na Bobololati ono kura ba bonte obira nka oye NDC ne why national security dan oba bontin kura be kasa ampa kana pa wan kasa mboni bia de okai ne kwan so ano NDC fo kura o na defend no kasa asem ne kwan so ano enso no kura ne bimpe ena na wanka ne ye na say ene daddy Fred me be make sure say mo beti asem na okai na asem na okai ni nyina no mu nyina matie na se mutie a na mahu se de okai no etia mra ana asa de okai no okasa tie a judiciary na bibise ya na mu nyina matie bi aya nim guase asem de mutie asem a momfa one side emejina o meka se o asem ne yati ni sei asem ne yati ni sei asem ne no mutie asem a mo akasa mo nya investigations na mo hwehwem ehu asem na mutie ye no no kre what you say mutie asem na mo nya investigations na mo hu asem no eye no kre ansa na maka ho asem ba asem ofiri na mo ba bonten na de mo pe bia na mo beka na ebinom a wo mo ye party members de abufu kra na ya refusem no mo ebinom omo ye party members a wo mo ye MPP for party for mo nyina no we kra nya politics asem na minister wo kokan ye mo na maji agina mu den se mo nti ase na nasem kokan ye no eye de sen itiase nasem kokan ye no itiase asem pa adofonom de ekoso no Ghana maima ade a wo se obia ni da ho na wo hu se asumdwe na ho hia wo man no ade de asumdwe beba no eno ne ebo ho dawuro enya ade basabasa ebeba o man no nya ade de ohaw ebeba o man no ebinom agye agina mo a wadwane me bia share program ni sesi na anu anya bi hwe bet be din at say me chiaw Dana Rivers at say me aba me chiaba bia obi a wadwane bia me share na me hu de ekoso na moti wana negativity enkoa sem na mo ka ho asem because amanfo wade a wo mo eka edi arafonom me ba mo ntwen me ba 1 second ade a o se Ghana manma obi ehu de ekoso se ebinom ansem a omo ka no enye no kre na ade o ma hyeda person omo digu honorable anima ase simple ade omo pese omo digu nanima ase na serious ade omo pese omo digu nanima ase na ayikwe otu me pese bibusa o me pese bibusa say ayikwe say see na do niema oje empuntu aboduru awoje no watimi akoka ho asem da bi enso mo pe fort wo 100 obi ho na mo be ka asem no enso mo raka na ba kan ide be from so newo Ghana nsem trofo amokoye Ghana ensem trofo amoko program na ase no wo from so bi wa asem na okan yi no MPP for ebinom a party no mai so mo party no na omumpe party no kanko omumpe se party ni tumpon no omo na asori dendenden omo na asori dendenden yo na me aka nkyere mo judiciary and as a national security Ghana wo ma Ghana fo nyina yo na judiciary so no enya MPP nya NDC nya yi omo di asem a if nya politics nko asem Omudi asem bebre nya politics enko a. Enti obi anka say ye politics enko asem. Eya ade ade Ghana impuntuo beba e ho asem na omoka ho asem. Enya politics enko asem. Enti so obi sorry na odi sa adwene hye ne tirim se omo ho na because of politics nti a munyi sa adwene mfiri mu tirim. Ba bi a Ghana ekono. Na na ado dan kwakufu ado odi Ghana ekoyie. Ade ade asomdwie beba o man ne bekoso atumpon no edo enihia. Yempe enema bi ebe ha adwen enema bi ebe basa enema bi ebe create confusion nya no na yepe ese hwe menim de enti MPP fo on mode enema edi agoro sa MPP fo mode enema edi agoro pa because mo hwe de esi wo Ashanti region some from so we bi na mokoye that the same from so we bi na mokoye ya your friend is saying Professor Mills Mahama nya opportunity be the president you because enema o mabanyegufo ye ma kan wasem na mo matiu makao eno a na ekoso sesi enema na ado agye wo pictures ni bi na wo videos ni bia enya asem ketwa empuntu a ode egu akwan mu no nya asem ketwa ezo nka ho asem ayiko etu waba we na abigina na anaboka na ba ko ka sei enso wontie asem ni nyina video no tie ni nyina wontie video ni nyina ho Eso ma bebe condemn. Me se nde me be magana fo nyina atie video no. Na mo nyina ma hu se de sitie. Na mo nyina ma hu se de sitie a. Mo be hu se nsem kirofo. No kure na ba ye no. Obi a be ka no kure no aba obi e eye no kware trodo se. Na sam na wo kan ye no. Me be bo ni sesi a na Ghana fo. Mo nyina ma tibi. Na fe mati de minister e kan na de ntro na ono MPP fo na bi ahyase etwa edi say ni di na mahu MPP fo na bi o enye different political party bi e o MPP fo na bi e no mo ka asem no mo di say ni di oh na do aye ne ma mo nka ho asem yesa ne ma be say ni pa di nko na mo ka ho asem wa ye buntu awodo mo ka ho asem eso de be say ni pa di de ma hya ase na joka utie video yi utie se de anabo na pa si kasa yi oto ne bo ase kire nsem mu e kire Ghana maya na e wo so hu se wi ase no o kan asem ni nyina me bebo video ni sisi a obi a wo hwe me no ontie video no na onhwe se ensem a mo keke kan network so se kana pasi se kana se ana o kan ya mo batibi na se futuo so na otu a mo behu na ya na wiase no ade ekoso a ebinom sorry na ma be cancel ne differently it is a wo nche na akotie pe na waje adi enti me bebo ni sesi a we news item enti obia etimi etie bi enti me bebo ni sesi a obia anta na so na ontie asem no the honorable kaye any say the amount for AC air can asem ni sesi me bebo ni sesi a muntie obia ntie bi fa pen ni paper na ya analysis yourself
me to meet with members of the judiciary this afternoon. I'm delighted because we see the need to sensitize the judiciary on the tenets of Ghana's new national security strategy, which, as has earlier been said, was launched in June in June last year. And even more important, this meeting is anchored on the need to reconcile the rules of the judiciary with that of the actors within Ghana's security and intelligence architecture, as highlighted by the national security strategy towards building a safe, a secure, and a just Ghana for all. And I'm going to dwell on the significance of the justice delivery system in safeguarding the internal peace and security of the state. And probably I must also mention that at the tail end of 2021, I had the privilege of meeting some members of the Judicial Council during a sensitization workshop similar to what we're having today. That was necessary. That meeting was necessary. Today's meeting is equally necessary because, come to think about it, justice is the foundation upon which the rule of law, equality before the law, and fairness of the law are established. Injustice occasioned as a result of the absence of an effective justice delivery system, or delayed justice, or biased justice, is certainly a threat to national security. And indeed, when injustice abounds, particularly in situations where the bench, which is considered as the final arbiter of disputes, is deemed to be biased, citizens tend to take the law into their own hands, most times without recourse to the established systems of justice delivery. And similarly, the failure of the criminal justice system to ensure effective and expeditious trial of criminals adversely impact the morale of law enforcement agencies. It also emboldens criminals to perpetrate more crime and breeds lawlessness among the citizenry, developments which threaten the internal security of the state. The need to safeguard our collective security as a state therefore requires that we work to eliminate all forms of injustice. The ultimate responsibility in doing so lies squarely at the feet of members of the Ghana's judicial system, who are entrusted by law with the power to ensure effective justice delivery. And I want to also mention that last week I was called to Parliament to talk about the state of security in the country. And you must have read in the newspapers that I did make a statement that I believe that the security, the state of the security is fairly stable. We're doing quite well, but there are some important challenges that we need to take into account. Some of the challenges, you can call them domestic challenges, and there are also some external challenges. For many years, for quite some time, we've had serious national security challenges with chieftaincy and land-related problems. We've had problems with the Fulanese, and we've had problems in many other areas. Armed robbery has been quite a problem for us, and many criminal activities are also very prominent in Ghana, which we need to work on. We believe that we will be able to handle them. We believe that we are improving our capability in handling these security challenges on a day-to-day basis. Similarly, we do have some challenges, external, the major one of which is the threat of terrorism in the country. Today, almost all our neighbors, Togo, Burkina Faso, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire have been attacked by these terrorists. It's only in our country that the terrorists have not been able to embark upon an attack. In Burkina Faso, it is very, very serious. You could say that probably about 70% to probably 75%, if not 80% of Burkina Faso is now occupied and controlled by the terrorists. When I became the Minister for National Security some 5 years ago, only about 5–10% of Burkina Faso had been taken over by the terrorists. We used to say at our meetings of national security ministers in the sub-region, we used to say that we only needed about 6 months, Burkina Faso would be able to clear these terrorists. No, they've not been able to do that. And today, the terrorists can be found in almost all places in Burkina Faso. Cote d'Ivoire is not under any real threat, but it is significant to point out that on about 15 occasions in recent times, they have been attacked. There have been terrorist attacks in Cote d'Ivoire. Similarly, there have been about 7 attacks in Benin in recent times. And in Togo, recently, we did have 1 attack. Ghana, we have not had any attack. But clearly, when you analyze what is going on in the sub-region, it will not be very, very wise for you to say that they will not try it in Ghana. And it was for that reason that I said that we remain on high alert, trying to make sure that we'll be able to counter any attempt by these terrorists to come and cause problems for us in our country. If you are going to be able to address the security challenges that we have, especially the domestic ones, we need to be able to ensure that there is a judicial system that works. If we do not have a system, a judicial system that works, many people will simply take the laws into their own hands and misbehave and do what they want. Therefore, in trying to manage the security situation, it is important for us that we do get a judicial system that works. And we are all lucky that in the sub-region, we are perceived as a country where the judicial system works and where you could expect justice. That is very, very important for us, and I think we shouldn't take it for granted. It's even more important when you consider that we do have a constitution which guarantees human rights of our citizens. The judiciary has a duty to make sure that people do enjoy these human rights. At times, in the practice of national security, you find that there can be some challenges, such that if you are not careful, you will trample upon the human rights of citizens. It may probably be the most comfortable way for us to ensure national security, but clearly, to the extent that it conflicts with what guarantees have been given to citizens in the Constitution, there obviously is a problem which we need to reconcile. How do we make sure that we will maintain law and order in our country without ignoring the rights, privileges of the citizen as contained in the Constitution, and who determines what is not acceptable and what is acceptable. We believe that interactions with you from time to time will help us to clarify the way to go about some of these issues. These days, technology allows us to collect intelligence in a manner that can be very, very offensive to the person from whom you're getting that intelligence. If you're not careful, you will be infringing upon the human rights of that person. And what do? Do you say that because of national security, forget about the inconvenience to the perceived criminal, and therefore you do what you want? That obviously is not acceptable. But the operators of national security shouldn't be the only persons to determine where the line should be drawn. The line should be drawn somewhere. Our suggestion is that this is probably better drawn when we interact with the judiciary to find out what needs to be done at any point in time. If you don't do this, we believe national security can be compromised, and if we do not do this sort of interaction, we believe we will be disregarding the human rights of citizens, even though such rights have been made very clear in the Constitution. We need to understand the problems, the frustrations that we get when we normally do not get our way in the courts. We do not expect that you will support us when it is not worth supporting, but at times we expect that you have some sympathy for some of the things that we do. It's easier to say that the laws don't allow the criminal, the suspect, to be held for more than a certain number of days. But at times we wonder why you are not a little bit more sympathetic to our plea, because at times there is clearly a need for something to be done for us. But as I said earlier, if the interpretation of the law is tilted so much in our favor all the time, people will start accusing the judiciary and will not have the confidence that they need to give to the judiciary. So we also do understand the problems. But we think regular interaction will enable us to have a better understanding of the challenges that we face on a day-to-day basis. So I'm happy we have this interaction. I'm happy we do have the national security architecture, which is detailing the national security strategy of the country. That in itself is an attempt for us to obey the laws of the Ghana. We need to let people know just what the national security imperatives in Ghana are, so that they will be guided by what the national security strategy document contains. Coming out to print and publish a national security strategy, we believe is something that is important. In putting up the national security strategy, we did consult a lot. We did consult the judiciary. But we do not believe that whatever is contained in the document now is something that cannot be changed. We believe that from the interactions that we have with you, if there are areas where changes should be made, we are very, very happy to do that. Maintaining peace and order in the country is very, very important. It's absolute. We will not be able to enjoy life in the country unless we have law and order. We cannot have law and order when people do not have belief and respect for the judiciary. It will not work for us if we help to produce an environment, a society where people do not have respect for the judiciary. And that is why I say, don't normally do it the way we want, but at least let there be fairness, because we understand ourselves. Don't let us find ourselves in what is happening in a place like Burkina Faso now. The schools are there, very beautiful schools, but you dare not ask your child to go to the school. The clinics are there, the hospitals are there, the drugs are there, but it would not even occur to you that you should go to the hospital in areas controlled by these terrorists. You don't know whether you will come back alive. We do not expect that this will happen to us in our country. And to be able to do that, we need to have a very, very effective, very, very strong national security strategy that will protect us. So far, we're doing very well. So far, international analysts believe that we're doing very, very well, and that there isn't any immediate possibility of an attack. But we work in the security agencies, and we just don't take things for granted. So we continue to prepare ourselves. I thought it was important for me to be frank and to say some of these things, especially what is happening in the neighboring countries. The intention is not to get you to be alarmed. You can rest assured that we are properly prepared, properly positioned to protect the country, but that I thought it was necessary to let you know about some of these things so that we can have a clear picture in our mind, the nature of the problem, the security problem that confronts it. And let me say to my friends from the media that I hesitated saying some of these things because I don't want this thing to be the headline as tomorrow. For security reasons, don't be quoting me and telling the whole world about what is happening in Burkina Faso, even though that is the truth. Things are as bad as I put it. Things are bad in the sub-region, but it is not the time to frighten Ghanaians and to say to Ghanaians that we cannot be assured of safety in the country. So please, tomorrow, don't give me any special headline. So, my Lord.
All right. So, Honorable Dapaah, Minister, National Security, na what is say? Ne kasa no me boma mutie ne ti wei ene ye nsem a okaye ewo meeting no ase. Adofo no hwe afutuo a wode ba abonten. Ghana sumdwie a ehia no person kabom fairness, human rights, yem protect obia, yem obia, kwan obia chance. Ghana international peace or compare other countries yesi no. Yanya MPP for ye bi ewom. And now mum dear. The Okoka said, our advice is our favor all the time, not in our favor all the time. And no mum And no matter say not on our favor all the time. Into when him say or party say BMP. Oh, this is very sad. All can say ye cry one general lawyer say yetimi hu say or can near problems agane efisi or can land a honsome chieftaincy problems e come. Ah, ni nyina border security some. And or chere say judiciary no e wo adwuma kese a wo monche say be yo betimi aboa na e dia asomdwe aba cases ba ho a so mbesi adi asem no omo mane nche ombe make sure say cases no omo di no fairness omo ma bi no mfa me mfi nche omutim tia futuo e na wode ma weewu it is why video bi antie na utietie nsem omo kan ba hye no kan nsem ya na adofo no mahu say the asem ni sitie enti wa wutie a video ya me born ni nei ene de mate amanfo kan difference be ni wo oh so bibia na mo de politics and na ese gan de ma rekokra ni se de MPP fo ni bi kra je no NDC fo eno mo different say papa yi wan ka asem boni bia asmo kan ya futuo na de ma amanfo asmo kan o kire niemam ene kire amanfo even Governor Lati or no crab bonting because no wan ka asem boni bia. So look at the situation. Oh, sir, any means of progress was saying, I was a Ghana mine, and MPP. I was able to draw them more party no more. I could not, but just on Yakupa, more I could say. Mono dom on a massum dream. Namun tamu young quetch, Obia Waya, Ebiani. Or more criticize to say, Frank Davis in a UK. Meaning a video when you be a share. Samunya bin share na mabo video mi ya me de besa to page no so na mo amuntie na mu wia makwa akopa achew areho we makan Ghana can say na take legal advice na take we ya wo kan yi de be fo so no ayi onya adwuma national security on na ye adwuma on nim de ekoso on na ekire niema ohu situations egum e na o ka kire Ghana man aya areho se meko bass wo na mama mi nua baas so abam kakra e dia mama na in fact very very sad say bibi say ekoso na ebinom what am I call baas go see baas etimetim kakra ana abokam na say nchire te say not before boss awo Ashanti region me chia ba bia obi ana abokam na say nchire me call baas wo na afi makotie baas asem kakra owo edimaye baas koka e say baas Boko Bas, Bibia Boko, the other team about life kakra, and said I tight pa. Bas, what things some video here be boss, say any day a month for the Omano so can, and I'll call online website and some more can. Difference is the same as you.
Yamisi, young can no quat. Oh, me trabia, it was me trabia. Daddy, they are nice soon. That's why I mean that crack. We are fast. They are going to find me. You over. Then Yamin could do on slow.
That's it.
Daddy Fred. Yamis the uncle of court. Made today, honorable Dapaah, all the councilmen. As the man in the Kenya in the Markumada some. Na Ghana fu pin wa akomada asam.
Asem we babs so firi kan ha kura anya asem ketwa. Babs da bia wo kan ha. Da bia wo kan asem.
Anche de mo baka de. Ana bu po de mo ti hwa me menu me ne. Ozora nam de. Man kan wo programming ko tin poto. Akwada ba ne programming na maka. Oya zo da ma akoma. And see honestly, me today MPP be minister Bakasa, Minimi Paukunism. In fact, Mr. Femi. Messi, na ansema papa ken. Akosho our minutes or him. So oya no call our minutes or him. And some no ponya there, or accuse one, or your suggestion, or your advice. Necessary, I'm a wall beninia. No, no, she'll be face one squarely. Now, me there, honorable can the pass more about judiciary. Oh, yeah, all the cadet, what a yard, never do a what, one more young pempe. Mixing MPP be there. what this NPP for this associate one from Asama, Honorable Dapaah, okay. In fact, there be a make a NPP for na lebi mu wa. Woya mencha mahama na owodo. Na sikan na nyama wodo asa.
Aya no kura pa, utimi so mo benya no kura na mahama ne wo so.
We started the make a day. Some of them are sabotaging another's government. Enyandaba. No I am there on trial 2024 over in a way why one can say those people were exposed to war. Now there. Sir, as soon as Honorable Dapaah Obake, he is the minister in charge of national security. Oh, your church, oh, that the master me I do Ghana for. And see, what can they? I want to wash it. What against Honorable Dapaah? And now that one cast out, anyhow, one accused in the day, why can't send you being bad? I'm about me to attack the young woman there. Or for some powerful, how many years ago they for some powerful, or make it down treason statements or other one more.
Very good. Very good.
One charmy bus. Okay, one junk from Winchester. I'm about so much. How many years ago no for some powerful national bed? In any serious country, judiciary, where you focus on what they've got to do to help with the development of the economy. In Japan, for some powerful, one spent by 3 years with jail. I've been seen case. How many years in? Why the boy in Onumpo had the knife and audacity there on your fried rice so busy? And you put one more on was the fried rice. Didn't he abuse other people's human rights? You put them the other one or share no Zakonaba. JB Dankwa, you put JB Dankwa. How many years and Sunway jail? To the example that women phone war prison no that to track him ridiculous. And you for pro where you serious no by them. Boy Ishmael, how many years Asami Muhammad Swali, how many years? Na a queen poor friend
Adam Mahama, Adam's ma.
How many years? How many years? Are the judiciary not dragging their feet? They are.
And Adam Mahama, okay, so Jenny be the whole pictures about social media, baby, don't call Galam say as a
what is a minister in charge of defense is what has been
national security, national or mining and security.
Yes, sir. Honorable Dapaah, what is the work and one to be dainty and one MPP for be more powerful, sir. Let me catch one MPP for the world Senate. They are those responsible. One man judiciary and one you would age if they should sit up. So that this time in Ghana, when you want young men maybe want to fracture the day we are nothing in the country. Judiciary must speed up. They must speed up. Bibian Wajag worship. Ma Obinko be a banking when we are bracing, and some not know why fast was not go to jail. How many times for a friend that cases are Attorney General, why can't I judiciary when they to wait? Concerning even when my NDC for recently cases award is in on camera gym where I better things pay for. It wasn't my and what do I some NDC free? So that me case in it. The of how many years was after the case? In which serious country judiciary what drag go shit them? And they say Honorable Dapaah or say from social media. Oh, that these are the concerns of concerned Ghanaians. And see, me advise judiciary and the one stand up in Yama. And I'm born over.
And Osan class or share the airports with neighboring countries. And not just on Pesa Basa Bia crab, but is at the airports in neighboring countries.
It's too much. It's too much. For some people, how many years? They don't make the country ungovernable. They will kidnap, they will do this. So we do not know anymore. You can wash a shoe, make it after 2020 elections. You have to see the NDC, you've been permanent the driver, one China. How far have they dealt with the case? And so that the NPP for no one today that Honorable Dapaah can want to be dainty. I want all these shackles when you're careful. I know those people, we are going to take them one by one and address them. They must be careful. And so when you have a respond to in some that quicker. Maybe so them NPP phone now what out what condemning them what this associate woman are they telling us Ghanaians that they know how to respond to cases as that quick? Really?
Very good. Very good. Almost all dinanado, attempt dinanado, attempt omatima babon tabe condemn that.
Or wait to time for one from a minister, or one appointee, let's have a papa, doy, what does a schmaza? Sabaw me, I'm back. That the friend down back at the I shan't read that chairperson, one back. I'll bring you bad babe. I'll never can it upon Anka. Well, friend, pops now the year when we're with Jennifer Queen, when we're with, just to mention a Siwa. And say your name is an another. And so this, another has set a record here. It is Ghana. It is Ghana. And so these are you, the MPP ministers. Oh, yeah, more sexy. That's an Papa Norigan. Moka, on a monka. Now, in Sheku Samina, on your necessary, on a mobile comment on it. As no kind of packet, but no woman is always.
Babs, as I'm crying, I am in one cry. Even Bobrolati. Babs.
So, I'm examples. Or for some for that one and Wobia. Yeah, you broke with David Dankwa, or the one and Wobia. I'll be seen case the boy on a Wobia. Kaka, you brother, you're two case. No, my friend Ishmael, Ahmed Swali. Nina, one and Wobia. One my in a white past one sentence. Any country judiciary and what's sick up, no way focus that. And so now, when you don't go for one sentence of that, how many years won't take my and this is when they was the workers financial loss they say they be able to make the court akonaba. How many years? How many years are they going to do that? I'm a man come suggestion there. Check that suspension. Just to be able to the case to be able to wait more than 3 trials when you didn't show up. They should play them with the junior ones. Then your man own go up. So in summer, Attorney General, other judiciary. Then I'm going to turn a dealer, the man taking there. A ban the shito. Next, a ban of let's ask them why we're. That's not saying that. As summer can the park, another kind of packet. One hour means always.
Obajadi said, Babs, even.
You are what arm of the cabinet. Never when you're not with my, and you may relax that. Tends to be falling apart. Someone you might. Tends to be falling apart. And so, my kind of for the love of money is the root of all evil. So, if they're giving on Pusu, want to be a wage man, won't care who there, won't cause law. Not in a one day, my sweat there, what about ye, Juma, what are some woman? So, focus on that. We'll focus on that. Now, every people so what's what this associate woman. Rather than the idea, one boy who they will. She does, I'll never kind of back. That of who be your phone. Ghana fupi ye follow to. My husband Yada, or ya some one with the papa can. I'm about to say, okay, one can ya, and so from my annals, and Jamaica. But okay, we will burn some man. I was in my living room. I clapped for him there. I still the mark more than a papa and waka. The young man could say so. So many Ghanaians, they were so happy that this time the person in charge of defense, the national defense, has voiced out and to tell them whatever we are saying, he's listening to us. That the Kaka Makai, it will be sure maybe stem you and Porto.
Yo, but as Bas, come say Obiti say Bobrolati, why national security coordinator that. Ono kraba bontia be support to asema kanda pa kai. Na mo amunim security ho bibia mo na majona choka. I don't know bufu no.
That's what it said you want to pocket. If you want to pocket, and excuse me to say, those people have named themselves bigots. Want to pocket. We feel there to be a minister and not to be in a political party, to have a portfolio, whatever I need there. I'm a member of the MPP. Yeah, I'm a minister of this. No. You have to perform the duties.
Very good. Who are a member of MPP? You ever watch my abo MPP?
As soon as an advocate, on another iron,
Tell me.
How are you doing it? In your own district, in your own communities, in your own region. On the monka. Now, some of the with this associate, you parted the million, but he must bow his head down in shame. Because from what he said, I said to myself, this man doesn't know his left from right. I said the person, okay, the ministerial position, immediately, uncertain, don't replace him with a better person. That is a matter. Thank you.
Babs Medasipa, Babs Coca, Lamote say, or they and some embrace is here. na wakyerɛkyerɛ nsɛm mu ama ɔno so de n'adwene aba ahom we ase sɛ wote asɛm na sɛ amanfo bi sɔre na ɔma ɔka asɛm bi a na wakasa watena ase din na wahwɛ sɛdeɛ ɛsɛtie Ghana papa yi kasa yi minister yi kasa yi ɔbɔ mmɔden kyerɛkyerɛ Ghana problems a sɛ peace ni ɔman no mu a ɛde ba ɛna ɔkyerɛ aman a atwa Ghana ho ahyia problems a wɔn wɔ mu dabi ebinom sɛ meba mame ɛnkɔ ha na memfa obi sesi a wɔ ha ebinom sɛ wɔn nti bi da wɔn nti bi da mame mmɔ me nua audio sesi a na mentie deɛ ɔka
mekyia tiefo a on say that Fred me say Ghana now some people are confused e wo man nim bebre no I confused and omo wo man nim because asem okai boni bi enim asem okai boni bi enim e futu kra na wo de otu the whole entire country otu politicians ne parties no otu bi afo so we drink kwechira we ye badwem ba na we drink kwechira we bo asem okai no e propaganda bi na NDC fo ahye da a person mo twist e dey to o my Ghana so na chese confusion si wo my nim ene de akeka ho menya moma moninda ho Ghana fo moma moninda ho na munja politics na mun pay duma bi nye that is Fred e bi mu na o mo titi o mo nye hwe de bi o mo de mun sa hye o mo de mrefrem ana o mo te ba bi faako 24 hours ne eti ho oh ya onto bi ma me no kofi onto bi ma me no sa na de ache yes na de ache yes sorry so yes o man no de e ko na chi na wo mbo man na be de no man na be tupon o man na be koso enti that Fred sad o man na wo mu no mintimi hu e bi mu adwen no mintimi hu de adwen na ye adwen no mintimi hu de aye sad da e mi say ye nane adwen no e bi mu no e say nane no because me de ya na me tie niam bi an krasi sem bi ya bi mo kikakra na ya na tasu mo trauma sa NDC for we mu propaganda party we ka bibia na atomutrim enti na ma ka kire mo no o se Ghana for mu refri ade yampa wo hu wa study mo se mu refri ade yampa on se mu refri ade ni nti no o se osaba bi mu refri ade ni nti no wa ye no se oka oboso bi mu say de osamba because o nje mu refri niam okeka no ana niam ma promise ya wanye ni ya refri tirano Fred mami fensi ana obi somra be da
wasipa so menua wasipa jumade mo share live for YouTube the announcer newspaper so Facebook the announcer newspaper so okoye website the announcer newspaper announcernewsonline.com eho ubinyaya hwe wo comment bia audio bia pesa wo de ba no ubetimi de aba yabo video no ama mo akasamate audio no ubetimi de afa number we so 77424200841 yabo audio no ama munyina amate ana video no mayi live ama munyina amate asma minister ne kan na afi mwatie de ebinum so even MP bi koreka
good afternoon mo no adwuma papa awoye media me kira ma adwi me feel say can Mr. Dapaah no kan no kore omo hwe African countries baby to say Burkina Faso, Mali, even at all Nigeria, northern part of Nigeria, almost share idea Boko Haram omoye. Na this if what the BBA ni one better because Ghana no asam court da ni a chinchen case no so. Daddy, it's so sad they say judiciary for no money any man temtem. She is a one crofo bi ni mwedi, physical crofo bi ni mwedi. Double salary say abronya fa man kokota me ti say asam no ye buebue ni eye pa ekroma wontumi ni sense hunu the moment obedi about as government official you have to get out from the government so nti Ghana for na so mo kaka nyamba bi sabi edisi aba edisi party o muti na kwan be so hwe nipa titiri fom kum wo mu ya me pesa me kan krofo ya daddy me de masama no nya me nhira obi o platform so wo tie bye bye
wasipa nti adofonom we menche ba me be make sure say mo clarification obi ehun de ekoso me the full video no say have 2 page ne so na mo nyina mo say tie biem na afi dia manfo kan ne de obi e kan bia no mo details ni nyina nti me den de Daddy Fred aha na me de besi me da mo nyina asese mbo modern adwane ye na mo kire ma adwane kama na Babs me da se pa so wo adwane kire Babs ko ka me nua ba me kire pa wo UK nti me de besi ha me da ma se pa so se mo se